Welcome, I'm Michelle Anderson, founder of Clarinet Mentors, and today I want to talk about the difference between double lip embouchure and single lip embouchure. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's still worth watching because I'll define these terms for you, and one or the other might suit you and your clarinet playing better. So embouchure, of course, is the word we use to describe how we hold our mouth, our lips, our teeth when we're playing the instrument. And on clarinet, our main goal with our embouchure is to help the reed vibrate, which it does, back and forth on the mouthpiece as much as it possibly can. With that in mind, the most important part of our embouchure is probably what we do with our bottom lip and chin, which is that we want to draw everything away from the reed so that as the reed sits here, we're pulling it down. That's something I do discuss in some of my other YouTube videos on clarinet playing, and I'd be happy to post some links underneath this video in the description. If you want more information, you can look them up. But for today's video, we're going to focus on what we do with our top lip. In probably the more conventional embouchure, the way that's been taught by many people and the way that I was trained, our top teeth sit right on the mouthpiece, and we wrap the corners of our mouth around it. Now, the one thing that we do think about there is experimenting with how far on the mouthpiece we go, because generally the more reed we put in our mouth, the more reed vibrates, the more sound we get, up to a point where we hit like a horrible squeak. So that's something, again, if you look at the videos in the description below, you can get more details on. But there is a different type of embouchure out there that would involve the top lip coming over the edge of our top teeth in the same way that most people do with their bottom lip over their bottom teeth. To exaggerate it, it's as if I'm taking both of my lips and kind of tucking them over the teeth. Now in reality, we want just the very edge of our lips to be doing that, especially on the bottom. If I put too much of my lip over my teeth, I end up getting a very loose, blobby surface for the reed to sit on, which muffles the vibration. The double lip embouchure is highly regarded, and in fact, I would say it's coming more into fashion of late as something that's very valuable to consider on the clarinet. One of the things I like about double lip embouchure is that it really helps eliminate one of the most common bad habits a lot of clarinet players have. And that bad habit is we tend to clamp down too tightly on the reed. We bite a little bit. And that biting action, although it actually serves a purpose, it gives us a little bit of a sense of control and a little bit of resistance that's nice to blow against, it has all kinds of bad side effects. It muffles our resonance, it makes it hard to get a full dynamic range, it's very hard to play loudly and clearly and very softly and clearly. So there's lots of reasons we don't want to be biting on the reed. If your top lip is over your top teeth, it really hurts to bite. It's just way less comfortable. Somehow that's a little bit more sensitive. And so at least for me, that's what I experience. So I find it really hard to bite when I'm using double lip embouchure. And if that was a bad habit I had that I was trying to cure, I might use double lip embouchure even as a practice tool. So whether you switch to double lip embouchure or stay single, what I do recommend is you try playing with a little bit of double lip to see what it feels like. So here's what I might suggest. You might take an open G, which is the note we play when all the holes in the clarinet are uncovered, and experiment with placing your teeth where they would usually go on the mouthpiece, but the exception is we've now curled our top lip over, and just play an open G. Just see what it feels like. So here's, first of all, I'll demonstrate how I would do it with my normal teeth on the mouthpiece. It would kind of be like this, close my lips, and then play. Now, if I tuck that top lip over my teeth, now for me, what I found immediately happened was a couple of things. Some of these are good habits, some of these are bad habits, and you should know that this is likely how your body would react to. The good habit, when I rolled my top lip in, is that now I'm suddenly not squeezing the clarinet so hard, it's going to feel a little less stable. The way I can get that grip is bringing the corners of my mouth in. And that's a really good habit on clarinet. So double lip embouchure almost automatically kind of makes me want to pull that in further, which is a good habit. The bad habit I fell into, so listening, I thought my sound wasn't so good double lip, but it's not necessarily because I was double lip, it's because I triggered a different bad habit. The bad habit is once I got my corners in, it's as if my mouth is saying, oh, it's the natural expression that goes with our lips in that shape. And my tongue went into that position. Oh, if we had a little x-ray machine, we'd see that when you say, oh, your tongue sits fairly low inside of your mouth. For most traditional classical clarinet sounds, which is my training, we want our tongue to be in a he position. So that takes a little bit of practicing where our lips say, oh, with that top lip over my top teeth, and I say he. So I could practice it by putting my lip over my teeth. Ho, he. Trying to get my tongue up into he while my lips are curved in, while I'm trying not to laugh because I probably look silly on the camera. He. So that's what I would change. So I'm going to try that open G again with the double lip embouchure. If you're not accustomed to it, this will feel a little strange, but then I'm going to try and add he to what I'm saying. What I like is how the double lip really gives me a nice round embouchure without the biting. Now, there are many people who use double lip embouchure all the time. If you're new to it, of course, it's going to feel awkward and uncomfortable, and you'd probably want to know that there's good reason to do it to sort of stick through and try it. Well, initially I might say use it as part of your warm-up, not necessarily make the commitment to switching 100%, but do some slow warm-up exercises. I think where we really benefit from this nice round embouchure is when we're playing in the high register at softer volumes, nice legato lines. So you might experiment with using it in that range. Maybe just try your high G to A to B to C, just with double lip slowly, thinking of that he positioning, and just notice how open it feels with that double lip embouchure. Now, I find my clarinet initially feels a little unstable, just because it feels different. Again, that would take getting used to, or you could, I often use a neck strap anyway. My guess is that with a neck strap, I would feel that instability is not there. So for me, that's a tool that helps the double lip feel more steady. I know from those who do play double lip all the time, they don't feel any instability at all. They're used to it. So just coming from the teeth on the mouthpiece is going to feel a little unstable initially. Adding that to your warm-up is great practice. If I were to compare the two, let's see if we hear a significant difference in sound. I'll play it with my teeth on the mouthpiece, which is how I'm accustomed to playing. Now I'll try double lip. So it probably, through a computer, you're not going to hear a significant difference between those two versions. I'll tell you what I hear and feel in the room. Because I'm not a regular double lip embouchure person, it feels a little uncomfortable, just a little bit uneasy, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's just unfamiliar. I actually think my tone was a bit more resonant and a little bit more smoothly connected as I switched notes. So that intrigues me enough that I think I will add double lip embouchure into my routine a little bit more. And who knows, down the road, perhaps I would consider using it all of the time. If there's a drawback to double lip embouchure, and I'd be curious to hear from any of you who use double lip embouchure, I find that the articulation, fast staccato tonguing, is a little bit harder. Perhaps because our top teeth on the mouthpiece help anchor it when we're going very quickly. Now again, I'm sure there's ways to adjust to that and get used to that, perhaps using a lighter tongue so that that is no longer an issue. But I'd be curious, those of you who are double lip people, to see if that's something that you find tricky to do with double lip embouchure. So I think there is no right or wrong answer which was better, single lip embouchure or double lip. The answer is always what's better is what works for you and what makes your clarinet sound the best and what feels easiest. I do think double lip is worth pursuing. I think there's lots of great potential that comes out of it. And even if it's just part of your warm-up routine and most of the time you're single lip, it helps you get used to bringing your top lip down. And even if you play with your teeth touching the mouthpiece, that action of the top lip coming down and the corners coming in is the action we would like to train our embouchure to do for the optimum sound. So even if double lip is just a practice tool, it helps you to get there. So as always, I'm curious to hear from you. You'll see there's a comments box right below this video, and I invite you to put your comments in there. I go into YouTube about once a week and I answer any questions people have for me. And I also, if you're not already a member of my clarinet community, I really want to invite you to join me. It's totally free. You just go to www.learnclarinetnow.com and there's a place for you to sign up for my community. About every 3 weeks or so, I send out a newsletter that has an educational video, like today's. I also include my recommendations for any clarinet things that I think might interest you. Sometimes it's great music I run across, or reeds, or ligatures, or gadgets, or recordings, or special clarinet events. It's all there. It's very easy to unjoin if it's not a good fit, but I would appreciate you joining me. It's a great way for me to stay in touch with clarinetists all over the world, and I thank you so much for watching today's video.